Good afternoon, welcome to GrainTV. My name's Cody Bills. Today is Tuesday the 29th and we have the markets moving a bit higher here today after kind of seesawing around throughout the better part of the trading session. Let's turn over to the Grain Hedge trading platform and see where we closed off the day. Corn trading up 2 3/4, soybeans up 7 1/2, and wheat in Chicago here trading down 1 3/4 cents. We'll talk a little bit more about wheat later on in the show, but I do want to announce that today or tomorrow is the first notice day for soy meal and soy oil. So just make sure that if you had any contracts that you were out by the end of the day. Otherwise, get on that first thing in the trade session in the overnight. Let's talk a little bit about some of the headlines here. First of all, quarterly grain stocks will be released out tomorrow. This is important to pay attention to. We're going to go over expectations just a little bit later on in the show. Also, there was news across the wire here that Egypt's gas may tighten their protein content requirement. So if that measure go through, it will most likely be announced in the next tender. And also in relation to wheat, today Russia should be deciding on the possible wheat export tax cut, which would go into effect on October 1st. So all those things are coming across the news wire and important to just know in the back of your mind. Now let's talk a little bit about the expectations here for the quarterly grain stocks. This will be released out tomorrow. Corn is expected to come in on average. The average analyst guess here is expecting to see 1.739 billion bushels here on stock. And then the range of analyst guesses here, it ranged from 1.647 to 1.85 billion bushels. But on average, analysts expecting to see 1.739. Soybeans, the average analyst guess is to see 205 million bushels on stocks here. And then for wheat, 2.149 billion bushels. The range of analyst guesses went from 1.987 billion to 2.285 billion. So a little bit of a range there for wheat, but on average, again, 2.149 billion bushels here in the quarterly grain stocks report. So those are the expectations for tomorrow. Keep in mind the weather outlook is really there's no real forecast for significant rain delays here in harvest. Yesterday on crop progress, we did see that corn is lagging expectations and also lagging the 4-year moving average. So hopefully we'll see a little bit of a pickup this week. Looks as though it'll be cooler throughout the Midwest on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A little bit of precipitation in the northwestern, the plains areas here on Friday and Saturday as well. Let's turn our attention over to the daily chart. You'll notice that the daily chart, we kind of hanging right around the top side of that range, 890 critical price level. Now, yesterday we sold off after kind of bumping on that price level. Today we're kind of creeping back up toward it. My suspicion here is that if we retest it, we will most likely break above it. So if we get up to that 890 and we go through it, I would not be surprised to see a little bit of short covering here. But again, tomorrow, what's most likely going to be driving trade the most is those quarterly grain stocks. So pay close attention to that report, and that will be what moves this market, not necessarily just the technicals. However, when you look at the technicals today, this is the third time we've been testing this 100-day moving average on the December corn daily chart. So that 100-day moving average, which is right around 388, we're now trading above it. My suspicion again here is that it's likely we'll start moving to the upside. Now, even though overall production looks to be positive, we're going into harvest, I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of short covering. But again, tomorrow's trade will be dominated by the results out in the quarterly grain stocks, so pay close attention to the results there. Wheat was interesting today because it kind of took a breather. It's been moving up for the last couple of weeks. One of the reasons why we're moving higher here is Ukraine. It's about 40% below the normal moisture in the last 90 days. Russia, major wheat producer, is running about 40% below normal since August 1st. And the forecast here over the next month really is not for any sort of relief when it comes to precipitation and rainfall. And then the other concern, of course, is Australia. Really, the last 30 days have been drier in Australia, El Nino typically brings dryness to eastern Australia, so there is concern that if we continue to see dryness here throughout the remainder of the season, that it will damage crops. Right now, the forecast here for the next couple weeks, there is just dry and just no real moisture relief in the future. So I wouldn't be surprised, considering the dryness in Russia, considering the dryness in Ukraine, and considering the dryness in Australia, I would not be surprised to see wheat maybe move a little bit higher here in the coming days. But once again, pay close attention to that quarterly grain stocks. That's going to influence prices here tomorrow. Guys, that wraps up today's show. If you have any questions about what we talked about, please give the office a call. The number is 877-472-4607. Remember, if you haven't done so already, take a demo of that 14-day free trial at grainhedge.com. Just go there. You'll be able to see what it's like to have a live quotes in the palm of your hand, that mobile trading platform that you can download on your phone. You'll have a desktop platform. You can place trades there as well. Research, you'll get charts, you'll get quotes, you'll get options chains, everything you need to keep a close watch on this market. It really adds flexibility to your overall marketing strategy and plan throughout the year. So if you have any questions about that, please give the office a call. Again, our number is 877-472-4607, and I hope to see you on Wednesday's show. We'll be talking about the quarterly grain stocks. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll see you here on Wednesday.